Living Emunah by Rabbi David Asher, Part 40. The Midrash Shmat Rabbah 1 and 8 comments that the period of slavery in Egypt did not begin until all those who had migrated with Yaakov Avinu from Eretz Israel to Egypt had passed away. The HaShem explains that the oppression did not begin during these people's lifetime as a reward for their having accepted HaShem's decree. It was certainly not easy to relocate in Egypt, and they could have felt bitter over having to move away from home rather than purchasing a grain and bringing it back to Eretz Israel. But they instead recognized that this was what HaShem wanted, and they accepted it with joy. In this merit, the period of enslavement was delayed until after their lifetime. The HaShem, Bereshit 46 and 7, concludes by stating, the remedy for affliction is accepting it. Accepting HaShem's will in periods of hardship is the best means of improving the situation. And those, for example, if a person is finding it difficult to earn a living and has to struggle to pay his bills, he can either complain and say to HaShem, "Why are you doing this? How come I have to struggle so much while my friend seems to have it so easy?" Or thank HaShem for whatever he has and trust that he is given precisely what he needs to be successful in this world. Choosing the second option will help him overcome his troubles and alleviate his difficult situation. The Gemara in Berachot 63a states, "Whoever makes God his partner in distress, his livelihood is doubled." Rashi explains this to mean that if a person willingly accepts HaShem's decrees without complaint, then he doubles his earnings. The Vilna Gaon adds that one establishes a partnership with HaShem by recognizing that his problems do not occur coincidentally by happenstance, but are rather directly brought upon him by HaShem. If the customer decided not to purchase the product, for example, it was because HaShem determined that this should happen. By realizing and accepting his will, we become partners with HaShem and thereby earn great merit. The Netzivat Shalom tells us a very poor plumber named Motel Koplovich. One Thursday night he found himself without any money with which to buy food for Shabbat. He sat at the table heartbroken, bemoaning the fact that his family will not have any food on Shabbat. For hours he waited, hoping that maybe a job will come his way, but as the hours passed, it became clear that it was too late. Around midnight, he decided he would drive the sorrow and depression from his heart. He turned to HaShem and said, "HaShem, I tried everything I could. If it is your will that we will not have food to eat on Shabbat, then I happily accept it." He felt totally content and at ease, fully accepting his situation, and he went to sleep peacefully. A few hours later, in the wee hours of the night, there was a knock on his door. A main pipe in the local bathhouse had burst, and it urgently needed to be fixed so that people could bath before Shabbat. It was a major repair, and Motele was paid handsomely for his work. He earned enough money for Shabbat food with plenty to spare. By accepting HaShem's decree, he became his partner, whereupon his parnassah was doubled.